the Norris ensemble sound, kids putting enough air in the horn to get a good sound, a good characteristic sound, and to play in tune. You know, a lot of times we've had some bands along the way that they have a lot of contrast and they'll play soft, but they play so soft and there's not enough air in the horn to focus the pitch. And so we end up with all kinds of intonation problems, and that causes the band to sound noisy for those people that may not know exactly what that is. And so you got to find a fine balance somewhere. Do they style alike in whichever style they're doing? Do they play the eighth notes, half notes, whole notes, quarter notes, whatever, the same style, so that you don't have two different styles that muddy up the sound and affect the clarity of the ensemble sound. Marching wise, of course, you know, you look for kids to stand up tall, line up, execute well, whichever style they happen to be doing, and present themselves in a way that you know they enjoy what they're doing. They're determined, and we've seen a lot of that today. We've seen great effort out there on the field, so that's what they're looking for.
Well, it's always interesting whenever you have a head director change, but these kids have really stepped it up, worked hard, and I couldn't be more proud of them. I know they're going to go out there and do their very best and leave it all out on the field.
Drum majors, Allison Martinez and Grace McCool. You may begin your performance with the UIL Region 21 Marching Band Contest.
The Athens band will be marching 99 members. They will be doing a military style. They made a first division in marching last year, actually made a sweepstakes, making a first division marching concert and sight reading last year. And if everything falls into place this May, they'll be traveling to Florida, to Disneyland, on a special trip and perform in one of the parades. Parade of the Champions, Mighty Mike, Kiefer Special, and Honey Boys on Parade.
You know, Parade of the Champions and Mighty Mike might be the required program for the day.
Yeah, you know, Parade of the Champions, you could play that, probably the first trumpet part by memory still, couldn't
Today,
you?
absolutely, without question. Every time they play that, pick up the first string, my fingers know exactly where to go. And that is a good march. And boy, that first note of that march is exciting when played correctly.
Stephen F. Austin Band played that march my freshman year.
Wow.
Athens High School with drum majors now do their salute. We'll turn our mics off in the press box and turn their field mics on. Enjoy the performance of the Athens High School Band. The Athens High School Band completing their performance here at the UIL competition for Region 21. Mr. Bird, are you ready? Are your thoughts?
Ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. Okay, really nice band. A lot of really good things. I'd say the thing that bothers me the most, and I think the judges comment on it, the best sounds are really good. Good first division, solid marching band sounds in the military style with great style, great march style. But it's inconsistent, particularly when they turn. They lose so much sound on counter marches and to the rears. It should be one of those things, Jerry, where when that band does that out there in that style, you don't know when they turn and when they don't. They adjust what they do. And then consequently, we had a number of bell direction problems, which means when they to the rear, that bell's coming right at you. You hear the one individual player, and you don't want to hear that individual player. You want to hear that nice, blended, balanced ensemble sound. So I think some of those things are going to be said. One of the best things is their best sounds were just so good. And they just need to be consistent with that up and down the field. And on the bell direction thing, another issue was the over articulation, especially in tenor brass this afternoon, just tonguing the notes too hard again. There on the section blend and balance, would like to have heard most of the time a little bit better section sound, particularly out of the trumpet section. Maybe even the tenor brass up just a little bit would have thickened the overall ensemble sound. Here's a great example of what we talked about a while ago when we talked about what judges are looking for. The band had great dynamic contrast, and some of it was beautiful, but there were times that the band played so soft without enough air they couldn't support the tone quality and couldn't support the pitch center or the focus of the pitch to play in tune, and which caused it to sound a little noisy at the time. So they have that issue that play soft, but don't play so soft that you lose control. You got to decide where that is. They did a great job on the end coming to the sideline. I'd be interesting to see what the judges do with this band. I think it was a really good band.
Mm-hmm.
Some great spots. There were so many of those. So I'll be curious to see what happens.
Talk a little bit about the marching for just a second, because they had a little bit of a hiccup out there.
They did.
But they covered it. And if you weren't watching,
you didn't see it.
You didn't know it.
Yeah.
And so that's fantastic teaching and training.
It is, because it shouldn't take any time to make up those mistakes, and they recognized it immediately and got it fixed. That was pretty impressive.
It really was, and I don't think that the judges will comment on that.
Oh, I don't
unless
either.
they're positive comments.
I wouldn't. I might say a positive comment about that. Great recovery.
We used to say, if you make a mistake, make it up in one step.
There
30,
you go.
30 inches or 7 feet.
That's what you do. You're right, bud. So anyway, but a good band. I enjoyed that band.
The next band up will be the Chapel Hill High School Band. We had a chance to visit with their band director.